time to join me once again in Radio 1's Tunnel of Love, where we have a new session for you from the Stupids. And amongst the records, The Shrubs, James Brown, Cud, Zanika, Brother D, Wedding Present, MC Royal Ron, The Flying Cream Shots, Trouble Funk, Scientists, Silos and the Aged Chance, amongst others. And this in the background is Freiwilliger Selbstcontroller from the EP American Sector. This is Lutzer and Board. I just love them. That's Freiwilliger Selbstcontroller from their new 12-inch EP, American Sector. Lutzer and Board is the title of that. And this is from the Bad Boy Orchestra. I wish I could remember the name the bloke who'd given me this, if I ever indeed knew it, because I should like to find out where he got it from. Well, I think he told me he brought it back from New York, but I'm not even quite sure about that. More importantly, I should like to know where to get more of, well, not the same exactly, but similar. Bad Boy Orchestra, Do You Want to Dance?
Do you wanna dance? Do you wanna dance? Do you wanna dance? Do you wanna dance?
Yo, is this a black thing?
Do you wanna dance? 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 Do you wanna dance?
Can't find anybody who knows anything about this. Most worrying, but excellent stuff, I think, from the Bad Boy Orchestra. And that's Do You Want to Dance? And now the Stupids in session. This is Tommy Stupid, drums, guitar and vocals, Ed Shred, guitar and vocals, and Stevie Snacks on the bass. This is called You Die.
Hello, Marty.
Well, that's the first tonight from the Stupids. Good rousing stuff from them, which is called You Die. If I sound slightly taken aback, it's because at this stage of the programme I was going to play you Age of Chance from the LP 1000 Years of Trouble. Well, the compact disc, you see, and I've got it here, the little thing, and I was going to play 2 compact discs in one programme. Some excitement, as you might imagine. And I opened the little box and somebody swiped it. It's not there. Fortunately, being a pretty efficient kind of chap, I have the record with me as well. So, from the LP 1000 Years of Trouble, this is Take It, Age of Chance. Hit it, as I'm sure they'd say. That's on the stateside LP Wild, followed by lots of exclamation marks. Somebody put a jukebox in the study hall, which I must confess I'd never heard prior to hearing this LP, and that's Shirley and Lee. Before that, from the LP 1000 Years of Trouble, Age of Chance and Take It. And somebody obviously has done as far as my compact disc goes. What's that strange noise? Can you hear strange noises? Hello, our voice is speaking to me. And it sounds like somebody combine harvesting in the studio. This is Twang from the Head Over Heels compilation LP for Debris. This is Intrusion.
Trapped in the dark, not quite at home, just out of balance. A breakthrough, then silence. Pray for a sound that's gone beyond reason. I look around, that's institution. This is intrusion. Cut out boundaries. This is intrusion. Listen to instruction. This is intrusion. Look around boundaries. This is intrusion. Listen to instruction. Concentration. I don't know what kind of madness of mine. No one likes humiliation. Sometimes you find you over the top. That's tension build up. No antidote can rectify. Past the point where words fail to pacify. This is intrusion. Cut out boundaries. This is intrusion. Well, listen to the instruction. This is intrusion. Look around. What do you hear? This is intrusion. This is intrusion.
Head Over Heels. It's not, is it? It's not called Head Over Heels at all. What is it? It's called Head Over Ears or something like that. Head Over Ears, indeed it is. And that's from Twang, their contribution to it, which is on Play Hard Records, the Debris compilation, and that's called This Is Intrusion. Now from the LP Cuba, these are the Silos. Another one on Eddie Esther, actually. That's two they've had in the programme already. My goodness me, I am favouring them. She Lives Up the Street.
Cut across the country, your hand takes the lead, while shooting stars hide behind the daylight. And when night falls, they fall, they fall. So do I. She lives up the street. Tall, thin and old, but with beautiful manners. I'm a man of desires, not reasons, a sleeping demonstration of sensation. Self-control, she lives up the street. All these years
I had a rather nice letter from one of the silos, which I can't find, you I was surprised to hear, but a nice letter, and that's from the LP Cuba on Eddie Esther Records. She Lives Up the Street. Another one of those singles which Charlie Gillett sent me that he brought back from Gambia. There's a rather precipitous fade into this one, so it's not me making a mistake. It's from the Calambo Hit Parade.
Katantu ya mapena Siami simposi Kaubwa jalila Alumwene watalalu kumpangi ya mambwe Wankomola papa Kango makaulanda siuku mwitu utali siuku mbala Panga ya mambwe ya memwe Panga ya mambwe ya memwe Mikala sichula mukumbala mamwe Mikala sichula mukumbala mamwe Kula ya malaela mwe Katantu ya mapena Kula ya malaela kalanda Katantu ya mapena Uyankolenga mwe Uyakaili mwe Uyankolenga mwe Uyakaili mwe Uyamwate mwe Uyanyangu mwe Uyamwate mwe Uyanyangu mwe Tumulile mwene sokolo Tumulile mwene sokolo Mwene chupa uyo watusha Mwene chupa uyo watusha Tukulosha mwenu landa mwe Tukulosha mwenu landa mwe Kwelu mupanda chupa tuliza tukuzane mwe Kwelu mupanda chupa tuliza tukuzane kalanda mwe Kama nguya lila pachilenga Alumwene watafwa Mpange ya mawe Twaluka ya mwena kulungu Kumambwe Tukuina mwanga yonsi kwenda Tumulile mwene mwamba mwe Tumulile mwene mwamba mwe Mwene asapa uyo watusha Mwene asapa uyo watusha Tukulosha mwenu landa mwe Tukulosha mwenu landa mwe Kwelu mupanda ya sapa tuliza tukuzane mwe Kwelu mupanda ya sapa tuliza tukuzane kalanda mwe Kukwisa kwake mwambo Musawira uyo watusha Musawira uyo watusha Tukulosha mwenu landa mwe Tukulosha mwenu landa mwe Kwelu mupanda musawira tuliza tukuzane mwe Kwelu mupanda musawira tuliza tukuzane kalanda mwe
Another fine record from Zambia. That's Calambo Hit Parade, and that's called Impanga Ya Mambwe. And at the end of last week, I was given a Stupid's cap. And there's really no getting away from the fact that when I wear it, I look pretty well, as you might imagine, stupid. Here they are with You'll Never Win.
Do it right from the top, just in case you get a better jazz.
Hey, Steve. I didn't know you came down here.
I want to hang out here, man.
Oh, yeah, find me drink then, man. Hey, I didn't know you know John Peel. I didn't know he lets you type on these shows, man.
We're all friends from school.
Yeah? Well, you can laugh. You laugh like a madman. Oh, Mick Mercer, you die. Hey, there's someone's heresy.
Yeah, that's jazz, baby.
Another rip-snorting session from the combo. These are the Stupids, and that's called You'll Never Win. And the voice that you heard at the very beginning of the track was that of engineer Mike Robinson, who, together with James Birtwistle and producer Dale Griffin, brought the session into being, along with the band, of course, who played a part. From Trouble Funk, this has been reissued on a useful 12-inch EP. I think just about my favourite go-go number. Not that I know that very many go-go numbers, because I never got many of the records, but I always cared for this. Let's Get Small.
Having a real good time.
An abbreviated version, but that's remixed, I think. Trouble Funk on 4th and Broadway, and that's Let's Get Small. And I think in last night's programme I played you a track from an LP by Screeching Weasel on Underdog Records. Here's another one, I Can't Stand Myself. To the point, I think. That comes from Screeching Weasel, from an LP of the same name, I Can't Stand Myself. And another record which I've not really played perhaps as much as I should have done, which came out a few weeks ago, called The Human Jukebox from The Scientists. This is a place called Bad.
Real.
Quite serious weirdness from the scientists. That's on Carbon Records from an LP called The Human Jukebox, and that's a place called Bad. And the other day, somebody brought around a whole bunch of 12 inches from Factory Records, varying degrees of quality, of course, almost inevitably. You could hardly expect them all to be exactly the same. The one that I enjoyed the most, though, comes from France, I believe, from Fadela, and this is called Un Seul Fic.
وربت عيني يا الله وراني صابر سالفيك 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 انا نبغيك يا عيني يا انا نبغيك متماه
ويا ريح شفته في الظلمة سم لي خاطري لله لا 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 أنا نبغيك عيني يا أنا نبغيك دلالي
ويا ريح ما قلت والو عيني يا ملاوي لا 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 أنا نبغيك عيني يا أنا نبغيك بالدمار
Fadela, that is. That's Fadela, and that's on Factory Records. Unself Fix seems to be the title of it. And on Andy Program's Kershaw tomorrow evening at between 10 and midnight on Radio 1, you can hear sessions from the Primevals and Ali Fukatori. And earlier today anyway, somebody called Terry Nelson from Chicago bought me an LP on his Swinging Door record label. These are the people who issued that 3 Johns Live LP. And incidentally, he gave me a correct address for that, because apparently the address on the sleeve of that was incorrect, and a lot of people wrote off and obviously got no reply because he went to the wrong place. So I'll give you a right address for it. But these are the Sapphires, and from an LP also called the Sapphires, Dead Man's Grave. Some good guitaring on this.
For the latest fad, it was hip in 63, brother, you've been had. Trying so hard to impress your friends. One of these days you'll be as dead as them, 'cause there's approximately 22 patches when you're dancing on a dead man's grave. Careful where you flip your ashes when you're dancing on a dead man's grave. Legends were created out of just like this. Tell his mom that he will be missed as a small contribution for some good clean fun. He'll be remembered by everyone because the smart money knows where the cash is when you're dancing on a dead man's grave. All of his records were smashes when you're dancing on a dead man's grave. Very expensive to get what the public craves. God knows there ain't no more souls left to save. Don't mind us, we're just dancing on a dead man's grave.
Sapphires from an LP on Swinging Door Records, and that's Dead Man's Grave. And the address for Swinging Door, and therefore the address for that, find out more about that 3 Johns Live in Chicago LP, is Last Time Round. That's the company, Last Time Round, Post Office Box 14645, Chicago, Illinois 60614. That's Last Time Round, Post Office Box 14645, Chicago, Illinois 60614. This is MC Royal Ron.
Where your riders now back, 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 where your riders now back. Listen to my story. It's not the same thing as in another category. Cause I should back my rap piece and break it on down. You're thinking about biting, I'll stay down. So careless of you thinking that you were and you thought that Royal was out. Well, I'm back, my friend. Considering the trouble that you got yourself in, so dumb. What you been doing at the tongue, friendo? I'll see any operator and say in my way. Your name, my name's not Ronnie B. Y'all call me or you're ready like the earth fade. I can say to try to get right. I took the up and say the ooh skate right here on the mic. I said the earth name, earth shade, and wave bomb. You wanna add obey, I'm K.A.K. song. The answer for your eye, trade the answer for your die. The only fade, okay, will never get you by. Your own way, 8-page dictionary rap, I'm K. Ooh, yeah, ooh, they better than that. Battling me's a one-way ticket down. Swag and bring you up where you cannot stay now. The king of the slang and you ain't saying a thing. I'll take you to the end if you think what's that is happening is down is not just a dream. Cause I'm resilient, cause I'm saying he should be I can see. Cause I nizzle, he's a lizard, a resap and resap. Was I else was it they kids on him, resort your resap. Gratitude was given out, but you got none. You got what you were worth, and now you're done. I can say you should fall and never get up. Your altered states will leave you corrupt. And nothing revives you, nothing makes you stand unless you feel a movement from my DJ's hand. The 8-beat kick, M.A. cut sound. See that big bet, it's the op stay now. When you're riding now back, when you're op stay now. When you're riding now back, when you're op stay now. When you're riding now back, when you're op stay now. When you're riding now back, when you're op stay now. The op and two ooh cray, and a J on. I afraid night, and a day say more. On day op stay or your ray rhyme. Because they ooh yay hook lay fine. Andy May and Aggie shade from Parkside. Focus me on J and gay high. Sitting on the upstate, Ink and Dre brew with Andre and Michael and Oski Boo. The upstate owns play up to the corner. He eats bay out and they all take a yawner. He eats bay out again and they eats bay out back and they all walk away. But the cops got the second. Check it out. Check it out. You know real rapping it won't last long. You're not a king rapper, you're just a King Kong. Correct and your banana rap so people don't like. Sounds like you should stay off the mic. There's no room for a monkey on the microphone. There's no chance for you moving where you lost the song. I'll call you by your name in a different tone. You're conging your partner over fix the phone. Don't care what you're doing, but to say the least. Or you're Ray, I raise the microphone made free. I play with your army, I convey your brain. I okay, take your spade, and I'll take your name. I'll give you a pro, a master, I made your rhyme. MC can go with the flow, or empty take on me rhyme. You learn a new rhyme and you wanna be a B-boy. I'm with your rhyme, you don't wanna battle me, boy. This was a test to see how well you get down. And for me, as you can see, I'm about to operate now. Operate now. Operate now. It's operate now. Operate now. Yeah, boy. You better operate now. Operate now. You better operate now. Operate now.
Oh, very sudden ending. I'd forgotten about that. MC Royal Ron on Schoolie D Records, and that's Upstay Now, or Stop Now if you'd rather. And Dylan fans don't like you not liking their man, do they? Because I've had one or two letters here at Radio 1, but after my review in one of the Sunday papers, the paper's had something like 20, 25 letters, all of them of some hostility, really saying, I mean, I used to like Dylan up until around the time he got Religion, and then I went off him a bit at that point, but I'd always enjoyed, well, not enjoyed, but the bulk of his stuff I'd quite cared for, but at the performance I saw last week, last Thursday night in London, is very perfunctory, and I just got a bit fed up towards the end of it, and I thought, well, really, I'm being slightly patronised here, so I cleared off before the end of it. And I think this was the main reason that people wrote and complained, because they felt that somehow I ought to stick it out to the end if I was going to get paid for doing it. But it seems to me that leaving an event before it's over is as much a part of the critical process as actually writing about, like, the encore and that kind of stuff. That's my excuse. Anyway, Washington White, the New Frisco Train.
Getting gone.
I told you he was going to do that, boy. Ain't nothing these Mississippi guys.
Yeah, tell me, woman, do you love your man?
No, they don't love your man, boy. Pull it, boy, pull it.
Yes, but I heard I'm living real rain.
Breathe along, boy, breathe along, boy. Ain't a big bird in a good evening.
Hey, I thought I heard him now.
That's them ringing, boy. Good God Almighty. Ooh, listen at that bell. Good God, makes me think about Ada Field. Get the shoes, boy. Let's go. Let's catch it in the bin. We can't catch it at the cross. We're going in Alabama now, and I know it.
Walking, that'll I be right.
I know I'm gonna ride, boy. I know if I can't catch it on the cross, I'm gonna catch it in the bin. I'm going to Jordan, too, boy.
Yeah, but I heard I'm living with the blood.
That was it, blowing, boy.
Pretty darn frisky. That comes from 1930 from an LP called Mississippi.
Very good passer.
It's two hoops and faders, that's like getting rings with socks.
Oh, hi, fellas. They never let you down, really, do they? Those are the Stupids, and that's Pastor Boy, with the Sugar Hill Beat Crew, it appears to be. Who they? From Mark Stewart and the Maffia, and incidentally, I got a new LP from Mark Stewart and the Maffia this very afternoon, but have not yet had the chance to listen to it. This is Survival. And the new LP is co-produced by Mark Stewart and Adrian Sherwood, so should prove one of the high points, I think, of my weekends listening. Mark Stewart and the Maffia, and that's the 12-inch on mute, the extra track that's on there. That's called Survival. I'm not going to be cheated to play my compact disc in tonight's programme. From the wedding present and from the LP George Best, all this and more.
One will buy it. It's funny, I won't have anything but the best. Can I put this down and hold the rest?
Actually, it does sound better here in the studio. I think I could come to love this compact disc stuff, or quite like it anyway. That's the beginning of the next track. You do have to stop it, of course. I'd forgotten about that. The wedding present from the LP George Best, and that's all this and more. Actually, in the course of the day, I got like a very small compact disc. I mean, these may be second nature to you, but I've not seen one before, about 3 inches across. An EP by the Triffids, which I've not had a chance to listen to. I was going to try and listen to it earlier on this evening, but that nice Jonathan Ross came into the studio to talk of this and that, and nothing in particular, but as I say, I didn't get the chance to listen to the compact disc after he'd gone. I was going to ask him, actually, whether some of these lager ads that he'd turned down, apparently, according to the papers, if he'd put my name forward for him. My goodness me. And a postcard from the Passmores does relate to what I've just been talking about. So, keep seeing you on the television. Are you the new big? And then, generally, the next word is obscured by the postmark. I think that I may be, to be honest. This is Abdul Aziz Al Mubarak.
أحلى عيون من بعيدة في زول على علمنا الريدة فضلنا نعيد في رموشة فضلنا نعيد في رموشة وسرحنا في دنيا بعيدة في أحلى عيون جديدة أحلى عيون بنريدها في زول علمنا الريدة يا أحلى عيون بنريدها في زول علمنا الريدة فضلنا نعيد في رموشة فضلنا نعيد في رموشة وسرحنا في دنيا بعيدة في أحلى عيون بنريدها يا غيمة يا غيمة بتسقي الفل يا واحة بترمي الدل يا غيمة بتسقي الفل يا واحة بترمي الدل يا نسمة تعطي الليلنا يا غنوة نحيب ترديدة في أحلى عيون بنريدها عينك الضحكة خجولة تمشي كثيرا نقولة عينك الضحكة خجولة تمشي كثيرا نقولة يا روعة وفيك طفولة فيك حلاوة غير ويدة في أحلى عيون بنريدها عينك الناس خجولة ترمش كثيرا نقولة عينك الناس خجولة ترمش كثيرا نقولة يا روعة وفيك طفولة فيك حلاوة غير وينة في أحلى عيون بنريدها مرافي عينيك يا مرسى مراكب التايهة بترسى مرافي عينيك يا مرسى مراكب التايهة بترسى ضميني وفيهم أرسى وعيشك أحلى قصيدة في أحلى عيون بنريدها أحلى عيون بنريدها في زول علمنا الريدة أحلى عيون بنريدها في زول علمنا الريدة يا أحلى عيون بنريدها في زول علمنا الريدة يا أحلى عيون بنريدها في زول علمنا الريدة يا أحلى عيون والعلم نريده فضلنا نعيد في رموشه فضلنا نعيد في رموشه وسرحنا في دنيا بعيدة في أحلى عيون بنريده.
Another globe-style artiste, that's Abdel Aziz El Mubarak. And I'm going to have a go at you playing this compact disc here, this 3-inch one. I mean, they may be fairly commonplace. I've never seen one before. And it's a bit difficult getting it into the machine because you have to get it exactly in the centre. I'll try putting it off to the centre to see if the machine in some miraculous way would sort it out by itself. But it hasn't managed to do that. This is going to be Vagabond Holes, I like to think. There it goes, you see. Nice.
Holes in my body, holes in my shoes. You can put your fingers in me, let the north wind blow straight through. When you left, I almost disappeared. And now you've gone, I'm not quite here. My friends say they call me, but there's nobody home now. They say talking to me these days, like squeezing the blood from a stone. They say I'm fading fast, my signal's weak. Well, you told me to forget about us, I just forgot how to speak. Holes in my body, holes in my shoes. Who can mend these vagabond holes in my body? Holes in my shoes. Who can mend these vagabond holes? Who can mend these vagabond holes? No one's gonna love you, baby, when you're wrinkled and old. No teeth in your gums, your hair the color of snow. 2 flights of stairs to your $10 room, where they smell all your cats and dust and the newspaper strewn holes filled with whiskey, holes filled with damp and mold. Days get short and the nights get cold. Days go missing when the bottle closes in. We grow sickly and the sick grow thin. Holes in my body, holes in my shoes. Who can mend these vagabond holes in my body? Holes in my shoes. Who can mend these vagabond holes? Yeah. Who can mend these vagabond holes in my body? Holes in my shoes. Who can mend these vagabond holes in my body? Holes in my shoes. Who can mend these vagabond holes? Who can mend these vagabond holes? Come on. Vagabond
Well, I shouldn't have gone into the label by the end of it, but I think it is. That comes from, almost lost the thing, actually, a 3-inch compact disc from the Triffids, Bury Me Deep in Love, and that was called Vagabond Holes. Where are we now? Completely lost my place. I was hoping to be able to tell you what was on the Friday Rock Show this week, but I can't find out any information about it, but doubtless Tommy would approve of this, I think. Some speed gore slam death metalcore or something along those general lines. That's Virus from an LP, Pray for War of all things, on Metalworks Records, and that was called Malignant Massacre. And now from the Jesus and Mary chain, if you get hold of a copy of the new single, which is taken from the LP, of course, Darklands is the A-side. On the B-side, you get On the Wall, a Porter Studio demo, and this, which is Rider.
What I mean is power. The issue has always been power. Our people get dogged for lack of power, or face genocide for lack of power. Whose music can die for lack of power. We got to build up our power. What we need is power. We got to aim for power. Colonialism is a type of inter-group relations in which a people get dogged because they're controlled by those of other nations with the help of some who want to get a cut even though it's wrong, cause they see it to their advantage to keep the oppressors strong. So now certain people get stupid rich and they keep wanting more and busting them from whom this wealth is come is them that's living poor. Enslavement began with the seizure of land. Control of terrain is for what people fight. Check some history and then you'll know I'm right. Word! Love our people.
Love our people.
Set the goal.
Set the goal.
Let's prepare to.
Let's prepare to take control.
Love our people.
Love our people.
Set the goal.
Set the goal.
Let's prepare to.
Let's prepare to take control.
Love our people.
Love our people.
Set the goal.
Set the goal.
Let's prepare to.
Let's prepare to take control
Of what's ours. What we need is power. The issue has always been power. Our people get dogged for lack of power, or face genocide for lack of power. Whose music can die for lack of power. We got to build up our power. What we need is power. We got to aim for power. Apartheid, which is segregation, don't mean separation, y'all. It's when they use this and we use that, yet they nearly control it all. Bad housing and underemployment about to make us go berserk. Someone else decides where we can live and how and when we're going to work. Power is protection from poor education, poor health care, crime in the streets, police brutality, unjust courts, and racist mobs that murder and beat.
racist mobs and murder and beat.
Who don't control ground? They will be kept down. That people who don't control ground understand that they will be kept down. Racism is a result of a powerless situation in which seeing natural difference plays a role in exploitation. So the fight to be seen as equal often gets a lot of play, but just ask yourself who are they for us to be equal to anyway. And don't focus on trying to change the thought in another people's head. Work to end outside control, we gotta build our own instead. You see, a new world order will be coming in like a flower from the stem of the struggles of the peoples on this earth to get what rightfully belongs to them. What we need is power. The issue has always been power. Our people get dogged for lack of power, or face genocide for lack of power. We neither can die for lack of power. We got to build up our power. What we need is power. We got to aim for power.
Couldn't happen here, of course. Oh, my goodness me, no. That's Brother D on Rough Trade Records with Clapper's Power, the radio dub mix. And here's the penultimate number tonight from the Stupids, Your Little World.
John, can you repeat the AC/DC session?
The AC/DC session. Now, I think the tapes have been melted down to make gumboots for the luckless or something. I'm not quite sure that the tapes exist any longer, but I will look into it. Those are the Stupids, and that's Your Little World. And from Cud, Mind the Gap. Oh, no, Mind the Gap, this gap. That's Cud on Reception Records, the wedding present label, of course, as you'll realise, and that's called Mind the Gap from their debut 12-inch single. And you'll have to forgive me if I sound a little subdued tonight, but it's mainly because the heat here in the studio, I don't want to go on about it at great length because that's rather tedious, but the heat here in the studio seems to be boosted to kind of sensory deprivation level. In fact, I think I'm starting to shed my skin. That was Cud, and these are the Dust Devils. Well, what you'd call an easy listen, I suppose. Those are the Dust Devils, and that comes from the Dropping Well EP on Ruska Records, and that was Mother Shipton. And what was I going to say to you? Something quite riveting at this point. Oh, yes, my thanks to A. Billy Mackenzie from Port Glasgow for sending me birthday wishings for the pig, whose birthday it is next Tuesday. She's the one, actually, who ought to be on Jonathan Ross's programme, and Wogan and so on. Without her, etc., continued page 94, because it's true. Zanika from the Bluefields Express LP. Most of the tracks on the LP recorded either for Andy's programme or for mine on Club Sandino Records. This is Johnny's Life. That's actually one of the tracks that was recorded for Andy's programme. That's Zanika, Johnny's Life, and it comes from the LP Bluefields Express. Let me remind you once again that at this time tomorrow night, Andy will be having sessions from the Primevals and Ali Fakatori, and a great deal more besides, of course. And these are the Shrubs. This comes from their rather cumbersomely entitled LP, Let Me Take You... No, start again. Take Me Aside for a Midnight Harangue, and this is Blackmailer's Heartache. This is the one that I like especially because it's got whistling in it. Watch for the whistling. Well, I suppose more accurately, listen for the whistling.
Hellhound grabs my throat in a killing bound. I'm looking in its big black eyes. I bark, I don't know why. House builder, nothing's going to get in my way. Waved a gun shouting crime pays. Then he killed her.
to the living room with grasping hands. Emptied our minds, give us a grand. Love the show, let me go. Blackmailer, run to New York. Life makes free, bogus work, love his children. Do like me. Slashes your cheek if you don't believe, don't speak. This means marriage, men and crime. Slit open my breast, march me over a cliff 2 times. I'm doing what I detest.
What happened to the whistling? Did I miss it? My notes say whistling. I couldn't hear it. Those are the Shrubs, and that's from the LP Take Me Aside for a Midnight Harangue, and that was called Blackmailer's Heartache. And from the Stupids, The Last Tonight, their version of a UK subs favourite, You Don't Belong. Love you guys, really love you. Those are the Stupids in session, the last from them, and that's called You Don't Belong. On Monday night, incidentally, Bogshed in session. And to end tonight's programme, these are the Clovers, and this is their Blue Velvet, another one for the pig.
She wore blue
night. Softer than satin was the light from her eyes. She wore blue velvet, and as the night danced slowly by, warmer than May, her tender sighs, love was all the love we held tightly,
Giving its rapturous glow,
like a flame burning brightly. But when she'd gone, gone was the glow of blue velvet. And in my heart there'll always be precious and warm a memory through the years. And I still can see blue velvet
through my tears.
I still can see blue velvet through my tears.
I think you quite would have liked to hear me singing along with that, I must say. That's from the Clovers from quite a long time ago, 53, 54, 55, somewhere in there, and Blue Velvet. Ending tonight's programme, on which you heard a session from the Stupids. Monday night, let me remind you again, that it's Bogshed, and lots of interesting records that hopefully I should be able to listen to this weekend, because the electricity is back with us. Thanks very much for listening. Coming up shortly, the Midnight News Summary. That's it. Andy, this time tomorrow night. Anything else? No, I don't think so. Good night.
Radio 2.
The news at midnight. This is Nick Page. The Northern Ireland Secretary has given a warning to the Republic about the Anglo-Irish agreement. Share prices have risen again in both London and New York after the big losses. It's been a mixed night for Scottish soccer clubs in Europe. The Northern Ireland Secretary, Mr. Tom King, has told Dublin that it must ratify the proposed new extradition bill with Britain. Speaking after an Anglo-Irish conference meeting at Stormont, he said that the bill was a test of Dublin's commitment to tackling terrorism. This report from our Irish Affairs correspondent, David Capper.
This meeting, the 12th in the intergovernmental series, had been regarded as crucial, with the Irish side being seen as threatening not to introduce better extradition measures if the court system in the north was not reformed. A communiqué afterwards said merely that the two sides had agreed to remain in close contact about these issues. But later Mr. King told newsmen that if the Irish Parliament failed to introduce the new extradition measure, the Convention on Terrorism Act, it would have very serious implications for relations between the two countries. After his return to Dublin, the Irish Minister for Foreign Affairs, Mr. Brian Lenihan, implied that while the dispute had not been resolved, it remained a matter open for discussion later.
The stock market in London has appeared to steady its nerve during the day after the huge losses of the past 2 days. The 100 share index closed up by just over 142 points, a record one-day rise. And as Simon Cox reports, there's evidence of a recovery on Wall Street.
Shares on Wall Street, where the worldwide collapse began last week, will open tomorrow on a newly optimistic note after their second day of record rises. But a storm now seems likely to blow up over the computer-based system of programmed trading, which many are now blaming for the crash. Members of Congress in the US are already calling for the federal authorities to consider placing curbs on the way dealers insert automatic buy and sell points into their computers. They claim it leads to wild and erratic swings as the market is suddenly flooded with new orders. On the market itself, the Dow Jones rose a record